Hi, guys. Christine with California Family Law Naked Truth. We are here speaking with Daniel, asking a few questions in regards to the corruption in California. Thank you for joining us, Daniel.
Not a problem, not a problem. I'm glad to be here.
Daniel, are you familiar with any of the corruption that is going on in California, whether it be with an official office or just anything that you can think of regarding criminal activity or corruption being done to the people of California?
I can't exactly think of exactly something right now. However, I do know there's some corruption. Like obviously I know when some people, I really hate talking to this topic, but when it comes to like ICE and stuff like that, I understand like what they're doing. Obviously, that's not correct. They could go so many better ways to do with this. But I also know that some people, I understand what you call like when they go up to it, they talk, they have signs to fight against it, obviously, but doesn't mean make things physical. And the people think, okay, because I have the right of speech and like the Second Amendment is to bear arms and stuff like that, they think they could do what they want without taking any repercussions. Obviously, you could talk, you can make signs, but don't make things physical when you don't really have to.
Thank you for that. So, as we know, he's speaking about ICE. Well, are you familiar with an office that can actually oversee the corruption that is going on with that? And again, I always tell our public, we don't care if you are Democrat or Republican. We want good people in office always in California, and we need to make a change. But what I do want to ask you is, are you familiar with the office of the Attorney General?
Right. Not fully, but if you can just let me know more about it.
Okay, and you're answering just the way everybody else answers. A lot of people in California don't know what the Attorney General does, and this office is right below the governor's office. So you have the governor, you have the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General's office is the only office that can do investigations on any corruption or criminal activity in official offices. And so they would be the ones that would do an investigation pertaining to what you mentioned, the way the ICE workers, what they're doing. Or they would also, as we all know, we are working with the judicial system and recalling judges who are corrupt in the California family court system. So wherever the corruption lies, this office, the Attorney General, is the only office that can take care of that. So since you are not familiar with the Attorney General's office, I'm going to assume that you do not, you've never heard of Rob Bonta, who is the Attorney General right now.
No, I have not.
Okay, Rob Bonta is currently the Attorney General in office for 4 years, who has done nothing for the people of California. He doesn't believe in strong bonds with families. He uses taxpayer money to protect criminals. And there's so much more. After I mentioned Rob Bonta, who's been in the Attorney General's office for 4 years, would you be interested in researching what he does?
I would be interested in researching because, well, how it sounded like right now, he's just in there doing what he wants and not really helping people.
Which is true, Daniel. And I want to let you know there is only one person that is running against Rob Bonta, and his name is Michael Gates. He's here from Huntington Beach. He is the only person running against Rob Bonta, and he has been fighting Sacramento for 10 years and now wants to work as Attorney General so that he can make people accountable and make people be more transparent to the communities of California. Would you start researching who Michael Gates is and what that office can do for your community?
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I don't really know much about him. However, I have been seeing more about him. So And this is actually intriguing to hear what he's doing. So yeah, I would actually be down to hear the research more about him.
Okay, so that's good. Do the research on the Attorney General's office. Again, this Attorney General's office is the only office that can stop corruption, and most Californians do not know what the Attorney General's office can do. So thank you for following us on Instagram at California Family Law NT for Naked Truth. And thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
Okay, give me a hug.